Well, hey there. This is what you call an open letter to my Republican friends. All right. So maybe we went to high school together. Remember that time when it was Kevin Clayton's birthday and we rode out with BJ and Robert Weaver and them out to the still and stole Kevin Clayton's dad's moonshine and drove around all night with that, and then we had some of that in the trunk the next day of basketball and it's fucking disgusting, and then we threw up? Me too. All right. So maybe you're a family member. Maybe maybe Aunt Mildred should stop sending me all them racist videos. You know what I'm saying? Cut that shit out, Aunt Mildred. Maybe we met at karaoke and we sang a song together. Remember that time when we did that rap song and you asked if it were okay to say the N-word because it was in the song? And I advised you not to, and you listened to me and you didn't get your ass kicked? Those were good times, man. So what I'm saying is I'm here as a friend. I like you. Well, I wouldn't say I like you, but I don't want anything bad to happen to you and all that. So, as a friend, or as a concerned, mild acquaintance, let's talk about your boy Donnie. Seriously. Here's a secret nobody wants you to know about old Donnie Trump. He's not really on your side. Seriously. I know you, my Republican friends, and I know you have very strong values and beliefs. You believe in America and apple pie and mom and Jesus and NASCAR before the flag thing and Kid Rock and Hank and Jeff Dunham. I kill you. And wrestling and dogs and swimming holes and beer and movies and explosions and movies with explosions and sleeping in on your day off and fucking free donuts at work in the morning. I like most of these things too. Or at least I've given them each a fair shot, and I really like about half of them. So what you need to know though is that Trump hates all of these things. In fact, he hates all of your values and beliefs. I know you all don't like the same things and don't all have the same beliefs. Shit. So I'm going to talk to each of you in turn, and while I'm talking to each group, the others can talk amongst yourselves. I will give you a topic. And here's the topic. What do I really believe in, and does Trump really stand for it? Discuss. All right. So first up, let's start with an easy one and talk to my Mormon friends. All right. So my best friend growing up all them years was a Mormon. He still is. He was then and he still is. And I've been to y'all's services and temples and stuff. And there's no way this guy is on your team. I don't even have to explain it, right? Like, y'all are starting to get it already. Kudos to Mitt Romney for speaking out. But don't forget, Mitt, we know who you really are, and we're going to destroy you when you run for president in 2024. Next up is old people. He literally said it's okay if you die, just so he and his friends can make a few extra bucks that they don't even need. They're willing to kill you for yacht money. Not first yacht money, but like third or fourth yacht money. They ain't even going to use the fucking thing more than once before they give it to one of their coked up kids. Next up is log cabin Republicans. First off, what the hell are y'all thinking? Second off, he is literally taking your rights away to your face by executive order. Even if you love other Republicans, you gotta hate this guy who takes away your rights by executive big government fiat. I mean, that's how you justify yourselves, right? Gotta be. Right-wing anarchists. While Trump certainly is so in chaos, if you participate in the system and vote for him in hopes of more chaos, you become part of the system, and the second you organize, that very second, you lose your magical anarchist halo and you can never get it back. Seriously, Bakunin wrote about that extensively in blah, blah, blah. Black Trump supporters. If the two of you that are left would like to talk this out over dinner, I'm buying. Actually, nah, you're buying, but we can talk it out over dinner. National security establishment, military, bless you, thank you for your service, FBI, CIA, and the broader law enforcement community. No single American has recruited more people to the cause of terrorism and ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all that shit worldwide over the past 20 years than Donald Trump. He made your job harder while disrespecting your service and your sacrifice. And Trump has incited more domestic disturbances than anyone since the Vietnam fucking war. This isn't what you signed up for. And trust me, Biden's a lot more like you are than I am, and he's a lot more like you are than Trump is. Y'all are somewhere between me and Trump, and so is Biden. Y'all are pretty close together. Y'all should think about it. All right. Green Spanites, that's a new word. Chicago schoolers, like the School of Economics and such. Fiscal conservatives and Wall Streeters. Seriously. Record deficits, recession, and possible depression. Trade war. Now, I like war, but not trade war. Massive unemployment. Disruption of markets. A loss of faith in the government and its regulation of markets. Such massive fluctuations in the markets that it's impossible to have faith in this here fucking economy. And then there's a pandemic that kills business and takes billions from the economy. No matter what you think about Democrats in general, you know it would not be this bad if Biden were in charge instead of Trump. Biden will make you more money. The economy will be more stable. And hell, because of the pent-up pressures of COVID and job losses and all that, there's almost certainly going to be a boom period in the near future, and you'll have legitimate and legal opportunities to profit off the massive increases in consumer spending, consumer confidence and demand, in particular for big ticket items and travel that have been put off for all these years. So like refrigerators and hot tubs and Camaros and seriously, this is the same way your grandfather got rich. Go ask him. Seriously. Small business people. I love y'all. Even if your business survives, and many haven't survived or won't survive, you got to understand that this year could have been avoided and Trump could have been helping you out instead of bailing out his rich friends. Biden will actually invest in the rebuilding of small businesses at a rate this country hadn't seen since the Great Society. Biden will help you restart with COVID being actually taken care of by competent leaders. Then you'll be primed for a massive consumer and customer base. People will have money, and the country is so divided ideologically at this point that you can promote yourself as a conservative business. And you know what? You make tons of fucking money. Niche is the future of every part of the fucking economy. So go with it. Next up, evangelicals. There are 7 deadly sins in Christianity, generally speaking. You could relatively easy, I think, convict Trump of violating all 7 of them in a modern court or in a more traditional inquisition. He's the closest thing, according to your own book, to the Antichrist. Sure, he's not from the Middle East like the book says or whatever, the good book says or whatever, but he does invest in property there. Maybe it was just a translation error. You know, come on, it's like there's never been a translation or a change in the original translation of the Bible compared to today. Really? Tea Party people. Apparently y'all are all paid operatives for the Koch brothers. So can we just buy y'all off? Like, get you some of that Soros Hollywood cash? How much would it take? Really? That's all it takes? Hunters and fishers and such. Trump is selling off the environment. He's increasing pollution. And he's increasing global warming that will destroy the habitats and the animals that you love to kill and eat and or mount so much. Teddy Roosevelt would give this little punk a turn of the century beatdown, and you goddamn well know it. Back to the evangelicals for a moment. I apologize for taking the Lord's name in vain. The Spirit got in me for the moment. The Spirit of Teddy. To that weird group of weird racist environmentalists, Trump cares about as much for you as you care about environmental racism. Google the term. It's a real thing. I know you never heard of it, you nitwit. That's why I told you to Google it. Or ask Jeeves or some shit. I don't know, just get out of my house with that patchouli stink. To the bad apple cops and their army of defenders. Seriously, you guys actually had it pretty good before Trump, right? You were kind of sliding under the radar, and Trump is the one that got all us people out there in the streets and got us paying attention. I figure at least you might want a little payback, right? You guys love that shit, don't you? It's your thing. But so many of y'all are losing your jobs or going on paid suspension or being given a desk job. You certainly have time to vote out the dipshit that started all this mess. It's what Derek would have wanted. Oh, you say it's not what Derek would have wanted? Well, fuck Derek and what he wants. To my original intent constitutionalists, which nobody had ever heard of until this week. Thank you, Supreme Court. But it's a real thing. It's been around for a while. But to these original intent constitutionalists, Do you actually believe that the founding fathers' original intent was to give a fake tan wearing, porn star sleeping with, foreign government entangling, literal flag hugging, constitution with wiping his asser? Sorry, tiny handed, can't stand up like a normal man, Beavis and butthead progenitating, criminally incompetent destroyer of American institutions to get a second term? Well, I'll tell you this, I've read both the Federalist and the Anti-Federalist papers, and I can promise you that was not their original intent. Except for maybe John Hancock. That dude was weird as fuck. Liberal Republicans, I borrowed this time machine from Doc and came back to tell you about your kids. It's your kids, Marty! Passively racist people who vote Republican because you're somewhat afraid of people of color, but you'd never say that in public, and you can't even believe that I would even insinuate that you're racist. How dare I? How's your 401k doing? What happened to that restaurant your brother-in-law started in November? How's Jesse and them handling the Rona? I heard you had to foreclose down at the farm. Seriously, just look at your own lives and those are the people you care about. Someone, maybe several someones, has had their life destroyed or ended because of Trump's inaction and incompetence. We're sorry, and we can help you fix that, but Trump can't and won't. And just as an aside, if you're scared of black people, LGBTQ people, and liberals and whatever, just go meet some. There's millions of us out in the streets. Say hi, get to know us, have a bottled water. It's free. No, Antifa's not here, because they're not really a thing. Thanks for coming out. We're not really that scary, except for Harvey or Cosby or those guys, and they're not really liberals anyway. Shyamalan twist-ending telegraphed in the first act, no one who shares our values would do that kind of shit. They exploited liberals just like Trump is exploiting conservatives. You're welcome. My fellow libertarians, Trump did get you guys justice douche, bro, so you know what? You guys can fuck off. I know, I'm being all emotional and not thinking logically, and I see that bias, which means that my fuck off was both emotionally and logically valid, so fuck off. And I think that's everybody in the Republican potential Trump coalition. So if not, well, you're a really small minority if you're left over here in the party. And I don't really have a big enough budget to micro-target that small. So just whatever. Here's the thing. I'm not even asking for y'all to vote for Biden. I'm asking for you to not vote for Donald Trump. Ideally, on election day, you take the day off. Seriously, whichever group you're in, you could take the time to decide how you're going to spend all that money you make once Biden fixes up all this shit. You have a lot of planning to do. There's going to be quite a bit of money once things get going. You just need a little patience. Yeah. See, I know y'all's music. I saw GNR live in 1992 on the Use Your Illusion tour. It put me in a coma. See the footnote. Anyway, just stay home. That way his enablers are also voted out. We can get to work cleaning up all this mess and getting everybody back to work making you money and protecting your whatever it is you need protected, because you seem pretty afraid a lot of the time. Are you doing okay? I'm just checking on you. That's right. Just drink the water with two hands like a good little president would. And anyway, if you stay home and you don't vote for Donald Trump, you can still say, legally speaking, that you never voted for a Democrat and you won't get into any fights down at the Elks Lodge or whatever the fuck you go to. Now, no one even has to know about that shit. So, in closing, I'd just like to say thanks for listening and get well soon. Footnote. Yes, Axl Rose has been openly anti-Trump, but fuck you if you think appetite for destruction doesn't reside in the majority of right-wing households below a certain income level. Your average trailer parks, wherever you find it. And we can tell this because here's from the trailer park that I lived in. Here is the appetite for destruction cover. Be safe.